Hi everybody, Martyn the Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying a partridge in yellow. It's just a cracking wee North Country wet, North Country spider. Very, very effective. Maybe less well known than the partridge in orange, but the light fly, the light partridge in yellow is a good one to have in your box as well. As always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody who wants to support the channel. Get access to the members only content, the online fly tying classes, as well as entering into the giveaways. Alternatively, subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified of the new videos and come and watch them. Like the video, share the video, comment, watch all the way to the end. That all helps the channel to grow. Got my hook, my vise. This is a Kamasan B170, size 14. Right, I like the sort of lighter wire of the B170. Lets you fish these up near the surface film. I'm using some yellow silk. This is the Fly Only Online Pearso sub. Now, if you don't want to use silk, just use a normal thread. A normal yellow thread's absolutely fine. But I like the silk on these, and it's just a preference. You don't need to be hung up on what some guys 150 years ago were doing. So I'm going to start the thread, 3/4 turns, basically giving myself a head length. I'll just leave my wee tag there, and then I'm going to take a grey Partridge Hackle. Right, I don't want any brown in it. I like them grey for the partridge and yellow. Different folk have got different ideas. I like a brown partridge on a partridge in orange, a brown mottled one without the barring, and a grey on the partridge in yellow. But other people, they might like a brown bar. Again, it's up to you, right? It's your fly. So I'm going to strip away all the fluff at the bottom. Take my hackle plier and come in and expose the tip. And then what we'll do is, with the concave side, like the front of the feather, facing the hook, I'll just pin it down right behind the wraps of thread and catch it in. That way you can see it's curving just nice, and then get 3 or 4 wraps in, and I've waxed my thread. There's loads of grip. Take away my waste piece, and then the waste of that hackle tip. Then it's just a case of going back and touching turns, and make sure your turns are nice and tight. You see there, I'm sort of flexing the hook as I go. Right, it's just enough pressure that I'm forcing the hook to move, and that's making sure everything's nice and tight and the wraps are really solid. Now, where do you stop? I like it somewhere between the point and the barb. Some people like it a bit shorter, but something like that's fine to me. Just look at it and see what you think looks nice to your eye. Then I'm just going to come back up and touch and turns, creating that slim silk body. When you get to the hackle, draw it back, skip your thread in front, take 2 or 3 turns. That'll give you a nice base to wind the hackle on. Now, I don't like using hackle pliers if I can avoid it to wind the hackle, to be honest. So I'm just going to stroke this and then wind it by hand. Just manipulate it to get it to sit. I think you've got a lot more feel when you do it with your fingers. And then, how many turns is up to you, you know. I reckon that's no bad there. That's about 2.5 on this feather. But look at the feather, see how it wraps, see what you get, you know, as far as barb count, and then what you're happy with. Some people want their North Country flies to be sparse as in, only about 10 hackle barbs on it, but that's a nonsense. They were never like that, and you catch one fish and they're done. So just trim away my waist, a wee strand there, we'll just fold it back and catch it off. A couple of wraps will just make sure everything's sort of tidied up and secure, and then a 3-turn whip finish gives them a nice head, and there we go. That's it, your partridge in yellow. Simple, simple, like all the North Country flies, but well worth tying and well worth having in your box. Trim away the thread. You can varnish it. I like to just use my needle if I do. I don't always varnish them because the wax thread's very, very strong, and it's not like you catch 100 fish in these anyway before they fall a bit, 40 bits. But I just run it onto the eye, let it go up into the thread so it doesn't touch the hackle, and there you go. So I hope that was useful, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up below, and I'll see you for another one. Thanks guys, bye.